So hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted you guys opinion on this. So my face is breaking out and I'm not happy about it. So I'm gonna make sure I don't wear any more makeup for a little bit of while, because I feel like that's what is breaking out my skin, or whatever the case may be. So I'm getting straight into the video because I don't even, it's not something that I even want to talk about, but I want to get it off my chest. I also want to know what other people think. Like, I want to know if I'm crazy or is it just me. Like, so I got this random phone call from my father today, and he was literally in tears, and I'm like, so what's going on? So because the thing is, I have this weird relationship with my dad. Like, we talk, but we don't have that bond, we don't really have that connection. But he knows why. So I think that's why it doesn't really bother me or force the situation, but now he's trying to, and I just feel like it's ridiculous. How do you deny a child for 15 years, and then when they become an adult, it's like you want to force a relationship on them and make it seem like you did nothing wrong? Like, who does that? So for the first 15 years of my life, my father basically denied me for his other kids and for his wife. So my father was married, he had other kids, so basically he had a matrimonial home. So I was basically like the outside child, and apparently he didn't want to disrupt that to accommodate me. So for 15 years my father told people he had no other kids. Even when people were asking him questions about me, he told people I was his niece. But fast forward, now that your other kids are not paying any attention to you, you're trying to get all of my time that I don't even have, because I have my own life and a bunch of stuff going on. And I'm just trying not to relive the past, because I've suffered from anxiety, depression, and PTSD because of my parents, especially my father. I've had a toxic childhood. A lot of people don't know this because I don't talk about it, because I don't feel like I have to. But I've had nightmares about my childhood. I was about to say my parenthood. I've had nightmares about my childhood for years. Even to this day, I'm 35 years old and it never goes away. I suffer from so many things that people don't even know about because I don't really share it. And I mean, you don't necessarily look like what you're going through, so people don't know the shit that I'm going through. I can remember, like, I remember it like it was yesterday. Like, my father would come to my house, he would bring groceries, he would even bring me clothes, he would take me places, and then he would go home to his other kids like nothing happened. No, that was not even the part. The part that bothered me was the fact that when he saw me in the streets, or, you know, I was probably just going about my business with my mom, or I was going to school or whatever, and he was out with his other kids, my father would walk by me and pretend he doesn't know me. And he did this for 15 years because he didn't want his kids or his wife to know that he had another child. And for the few friends and family that he had that would ask him about me because they were hearing stuff, he told people that I was his niece for 15 years. I was about to curse, but I know all kind of people watch the channel, so I'm trying to not use profanity. My father denied me for 15 years and then has the nerves to tell me now that I'm bitter. I'm bitter? have a heart of gold, because I know for most people, like I've had friends and family who would like, they're like, I would never speak to him ever again. But the funny part is I cannot. Like, even him crying made me feel some kind of way, because I'm naturally a sympathetic and an empathetic person. So I'm empathetic even towards strangers, you know what I mean? So I don't even know how to be as hard as I would want to be, even if I try. It doesn't work for too long. I remember one day I wrote a Dear Dad letter to my father, because I didn't see him for a while. So I went to his job to give him the letter. I think I was 13. I remember it like it was yesterday. So I went to his job to give him the letter, and he was inside of his office, because my father used to be a manager. He was inside of his office, and because, like I said, he denied me to so many people, and even some of his co-workers, and some of his other people that he worked with and friends thought I was his niece. He told a co-worker to go tell his niece that he's not here, and my father was literally in the office. And I remember I put that letter in my bag, and I went home, and I cried all night. And I never ever forget that. I remember another time, one day I was at the bus stop going to school. At this point I was in high school, and my father drove by with his kids and passed me at the bus stop. It was raining, and then called me on my phone, because I had a little cell phone that he bought. Called me on my cell phone like 3 hours later after the fact, to ask me if I got to school okay, and if I was okay, because he saw me at the bus stop. And mind you, it's going in my direction. But because, like I said, for 15 years, he didn't want his kids and his wife to know that he had another child. This even affected my mom mentally to this day, because she took that shit to heart. Because it wasn't about her, it was about how it was making me feel, that she was depressed about. And now my father is like, I think 70 something, I think. And the kids that he worships so much don't even pay him any mind. Like, if he wants to talk or vent to someone, I'm the person he calls. But every now and then, like, a switch would just flick in my head, and I remember how I was treated, and I just don't take his calls. Like, it's natural. I'm only human being. I cannot forget the stuff you did to me. Like, there's so many things I could tell you guys, and you wouldn't believe it, or you would wonder how I even coped. At one point I felt like my mother was even like so toxic towards me, because she felt like she failed, and she was so depressed about the situation that she treated me a certain kind of way. And at one point I felt like I was even hating my own mom. But then I had to remember that she's going through something as well. So like I said, I literally had a toxic childhood, mainly because of my father. I keep saying this because every time I think about it, it's like, wow, was that for real? Is this for real? My father denied me for 15 years, and now has the audacity to act like he wants to be a victim, because he's going through some kind of stuff, and I'm supposed to just sweep it under the rug and pretend it never happened. And mind you, I don't expect you to be a perfect parent, but take accountability is what I'm trying to say, because my father is a very intelligent man. So at least take accountability. Don't deny what you did or pretend like it never happened. I've been diagnosed with all kind of stuff because of what I went through. And I don't really talk about this stuff. You have impacted me so much in a negative way, and you don't even know that. And now you expect me to put my life on pause to accommodate you. And I know we can always say, I mean, forgive and forget, which I have no problem doing, but the fact of the matter is, like, even to this day that I'm 35 years old, I cannot forget. I forgive, but I cannot forget. So every now and then I go back and it's like, like, my father would call my phone and I would literally get angry because I cannot forget. And then another time I sympathize with him. And it's the same thing for my mom, because sometimes I remember stuff that she did because of the situation and I would get upset at her. And another time I'll sympathize with her because I felt like she too was going through some stuff. And to this point, she still acts that way. And it's like, I have to be that support system for everybody else while I'm going through my own stuff. But because I'm not talking about it. And if I don't want to be there, it's like I'm a bad person. But nobody's asking, are you okay? How are you coping? What have you been doing to make yourself better? Life is a funny one. So, I basically came on here just to share that little situation with you guys. Like, there's so much I could say about that whole situation, but I don't want to make this video too much of a long one. But I just wanted to get you guys' opinion as well. And for the haters, like, please don't come on my channel with any negative stuff, because you will be ignored. Like I already told you guys, that shit don't faze me. You will be ignored. I love my hair so much, and now that I'm finally getting my hair back on point, my face is breaking out. I will never be that parent. Never, I promise you. I'm not a perfect parent, but I remember at one time my parents had me thinking twice about my own life. You know what? I won't even go into certain things. Like, guys, I hope you have a productive Saturday and have a great weekend. I have a bunch of stuff that I need to do. I'll probably share some of that stuff with you guys in another video. If not, I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.